Um, Hello, good morning everyone. This is Kumar Ankit present here to share some of my learning experience on the topic how to implement a decision tree on a dataset. So, before we get involved into how to implement a decision tree in any dataset, so let's first quickly recall what is decision tree. So basically if I say decision tree is a flowchart like structure in which each internal node represent a test on a feature, whether if for example let whether a coin is flipped, so whether it comes head or tail. So this is the one, and each leaf node represent a class label, and the branches represent the conjunction of feature that led that lead to those class labels. The path from the root to the leaf represents the classification rules. So this is what a decision tree definition is, and after this there is some terminologies that we should know for a decision tree. So there are few terminologies as it is first is root node, second is the leaf node, and third is the splitting part, and fourth is the branch and subtree, and the fifth is pruning, and the sixth is parent child node. So what is root node? Root node basically represent the entire population or the sample, and this further get divided into two or more homogeneous sets. So let's get into the second one, that is the leaf node. Leaf node is what it cannot be further segregated into the further nodes. So the third is splitting. Splitting is what? Splitting is just dividing the root node and sub node into the different parts on the basis of any condition that is being set to it. And the fourth is branch, and this is also called as the subtree. So it is formed by the splitting of the root node, that how the splitting is being done, and whatever the branches is being split, so it is called as the branch or subtree. And what is the pruning? So pruning is just only the splitting of basically splitting and removing the unwanted branches from the tree. So the sixth and the last one, that is parent child node. Parent child node, the root node is known as the parent node, and all the other node branches that is formed by the splitting is known as the child node. So as we got a small gist of what is the decision tree and what are the terminologies related to the decision tree, as what is the root node, leaf node, splitting, branch, as it is also called as a subtree, what is pruning, and what is the parent child node. So now let's get implement our decision tree model, how to implement a decision tree on a dataset. So decision tree can be implemented on classification as well as regression also. So it is basically known as CART algorithm. So CA represents the classification part, and R represents the regression part. So it can be implemented on classification problem as well as the regression problem, and it is most widely used algorithm, and it is a supervised learning technique and most widely used. So let's get started. So for implementing any algorithm to any dataset, we just first need to import all necessary libraries that we want to implement on further on that. So I just importing pandas as PD for the data visualization, for NumPy for numerical calculation, Matplotlib for data visualization as well, and Seaborn for data visualization. Sorry, pandas for details for data handling, and Matplotlib and Seaborn is for data visualization, and just importing OS. So after that I just need to load my file into the Jupyter notebook. So for doing that I just written a code with the help of a panda.read underscore csv function, then provided my file path, and then the file name .csv. So it will load my dataset. So as we can see here, we have 5 columns such as sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width, and species. It is a iris dataset. So we must be familiar with iris dataset as it is most common, and so it has total 150 rows and 5 columns. So each column has some variable assigned to it, and the species column has three unique value, that is iris setosa, iris virginica, and iris versicolor. So after that I have just assigned a particular name to my dataset, that is I have assigned a df. So again I will copy that all the code that I have loaded into my Jupyter notebook. Df equal to pd dot read underscore cv, and then the file name and then the path name as well. So after that, just checking the first 5 rows, as my head gives dot head gives the dot head default gives the first 5 rows, and then similarly df dot tail will give the last 5 rows. So by default, if I don't put any value inside it inside the parenthesis, so it will by default give me the five rows of the first 5 rows or the last 5 rows. If you put any variable inside the parenthesis, then it will be shown like that only. If you put 10, then it will show the 10 rows for my dataset. So moving forward, as I have checked the df.shape, that what is the shape of my dataset. So there are some necessary EDA that we should do before implementing any algorithm or doing any data visualization. So just doing the same, just checking my shape, that it has 150 rows and 5 columns. Then similarly just checking my size, what is the size of my dataset, that it has a 750, and just checking the null values. So df.isNull and parenthesis will give me all the null values that I have. So here we can see in this output that all is in false, so we don't have any null values. If we have any null values, then it will be shown true at some column or some rows at the point of time. So then after that, mm, just checking what is the sum of my null value. So here also I am getting 0 for all my columns. So again, after that, in 11th code, just checking my D types, that is the data types, what are my data types for each columns. So here we are getting my 5 columns, that is sepal length, sepal width, petal length and spaces, and then I am getting all the data type as float, and the spaces is an object. So doing this, after that I want my species column, but in that my, if we can see that species column is in some string format, or the object data type, that it has iris setosa, iris versicolor or iris virginica. So the iris setosa, versicolor and virginica cannot be plotted or cannot be visualized by any algorithm. So it need to be get converted by the get dummies function that is available in PD pandas. So just doing the same, just creating a variable name, that is species underscore dummies, and then providing a pd dot get dummies, and then providing my dataset name, that is df, and dot species, that I want to convert it into a 0 and 1, 0 1 and 2 basically. So it will give me all the dummy variables for that. So just in another code, just checking for my species dummies, that how my dummy variable is being getting classified. So here we can see that iris setosa, versicolor and virginica is getting stated into 100 means it is iris setosa, or 010 means it will be iris versicolor, and 001 it means it is iris virginica. So now we have done our now we have get our dummy variable for the species column. We have checked some of the EDA on top of that, and now what we will do, after getting this dummy variable, we will just add this dummy variable into my previous data set what I have. So for doing that, I have just written a df, that is my dataset, a variable name assigned to my dataset, that is df, and then I will use a pandas function dot concat, and then I will provide in parentheses and in square bracket I will provide my df, and then by specifying by comma I will provide my species dummies that I have provided earlier. So then I want to add a column axis, that is whether I want to add it in column or row. So we will add, obviously we will add it in column. So I have provided axis equal to column. Here we can, instead of column, we can also write 0 or 1. So I have simply written just axis equal to column for concatenating my new dummy to my column. So after doing that, just checking my df, that whether it has successfully been concatenated or not. So here we can see we have all this sepal and sepal width, petal length and petal width, and there is species also that was present earlier. And by getting a new dummy variable, here is also it is present that iris setosa is 1, versicolor is 0, and virginica is also 0. So it is iris setosa. Where whenever there will be 001, then it means it is a iris virginica, and whenever there is 010, then it means it is a iris versicolor. So now we have successfully concatenated our dummy species dot dummy variable of species column. So now here we can see we have a two column of species, so we don't need this column, this species column, that is Iris setosa, virginica or versicolor. So we will usually drop this. So for dropping I have just used my df.drop and then provided my column that I want to drop, and then provided access, then where it is present, so it need to be specified where it is the species column present. So I have provided access equal to column, and then I will provide in place equal to true, because it will find whenever wherever there will be a species column of like previously it was present as species, then it will drop all the variable according to that. So for after dropping I am just checking my df for the same, that whether it has been dropped or not. So in output we can see that the species column has been successfully dropped. So we have only left with the sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width, and then the dummy variable for the species column. So now after concatenating, after getting a dummy variable, dropping the unnecessary columns, so now what we will do, we will do some data visualization on top of that. So now what I have done, I have just used a plt.figure, specified my figure size, and I have just plotted a sepal length and want a histogram plot to see whether it is being normally distributed or not. So in output we can see that it has a variable from, it has a numerical variable that is assigned from 4.5 to 8.0, and here it is the number that presents from 0 to 25 on the y-axis. So if we can see it, the graph being normally distributed as well. So here we will do same for all the columns, like for the sepal length, sepal width, for again the petal length. So here what is the thing, that we have plotted the petal length for a histogram plot and defined the figure size as well. So in output we can see that here are two classes that is being separated from each other. So it is the iris, it might be the iris setosa that is being separated from iris versicolor and virginica. So for the same I have plotted for the petal length, petal width as well, we have seen for petal length, and again I have plotted for the petal width to see the sum of the data visualization on top of that, how my data is being distributed of the petal width. So here we can see in x-axis we have the values in the range of 0.0 to 2.5, and in y-axis the values from 0 to 45. So here also we can say as same as the petal length, we can see that the petal width also has a one class that is being separated from the other two classes. So now we have get a small gist that how my data is being distributed by plotting it into a histogram plot. So now what I will do, I will just check a correlation for my all variables, how my variable is correlated to each other. So I will just do a df.correlation. It will give me all values, all statistical values for all the columns. That is for sepal length, sepal width, petal width, iris setosa, versicolor and virginica. It is being the iris setosa, versicolor and virginica is being included because we have converted into a dummy variable. So it will also give a statistical measure for the correlation of how my each variable is being correlated with each other. So it will also give that. So after getting a correlation I just wanted to plot it in a heat map. So because a heat map give a better gist of how my data is being correlated with each other. So nothing major in that, just provided a CORR equal to df dot correlation is equal to, I would have to want a correlation, just assigned a random name for that, and then ax equal to I have plt dot subplot, and then provided my figure size, that is 10 comma 8, as it is my favorite figure that I have 10 comma 8 because it looks better in much bigger size. So then I just have plotted a sns dot heat map because I want a heat map, and what I want is that a correlation, that I have assigned my variable name for that. So just given a parameter as correlation, and n not equal to true will provide all the n not equal to true gives all the numerical variable that is being present in every square boxes. So a axis equal to axis I have provided, and I have provided the c map equal to coolworm. So it will give me a plot of a heat map, how my data is correlated with each other. So we can see that every square boxes in this is in 1 1 1 1 1 because it has the same parameter, and we can see all other variable how it is correlated. The darker the color is highly correlated, or it is less correlated with a less intensity of a color, or whether it is an medium correlated, so it will all give me the correlation of each variable, how my each variable is correlated with others. So again I will check my df. So now after plotting, after seeing the what is my correlation for each variable, after plotting that how my distribution look like, after getting a numerical, after getting a dummy variable, concatenating it. So now what we will do, we will just get our independent and dependent variable, that is that is also being represented by x, that is our independent. Y is our dependent variable, target variable or predictable variable, we can see, and we can tell anything to that. So for similarly I have provided my x, that is my independent variable. So now to split my data set, I want my first four column, that is sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width, I want that to be present in my x, that is my independent variable of features. So just provided a df dot I location will search in the index location, and then in the square bracket I have done some sort of slicing, that is for 0 to 4, and then dot values. So by printing x, it will give me all variables for the my independent variable that it has. So we can see the 5.1 is for iris setosa, 3.5 is for iris versicolor virginica, sorry, 5.1 is for the sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width as well. So sorry for that, I have slip of tongue. So okay, so now what we will do, we will just extract our y variable also, that is our dependent variable feature, or sorry, dependent variable, target variable or the predictable variable, as I have mentioned. So for extracting my y, I will just do the same as I have done for my independent variable. I will define my df, that is my dataset name, and then I will provide dot I location, that it will search in the index location, and then the slicing for the columns that I want, that it is in 4 comma 7, 4 is to 7, and then I will provide the dot values for that. So now for printing, after printing my y, it will give me all the values for the species column. So as we have done earlier, we have get a dummy variable for the species column, that it has, that it is iris, whether it is iris setosa, sorry, whether it is iris setosa, iris versicolor or iris virginica. So 100 means it is iris setosa, 010 means it will be iris versicolor, and 001 it will mean it is iris virginica. So after doing that, so we can see here in output we have all the variables for the species column. So we are okay now. We have extracted our independent variable, we have extracted our dependent variable. So after extracting our independent and dependent variable, the another task is to just import a trend test split from the sklearn model. So for importing a trend test split, nothing to write so major code for that, just doing a from sklearn model selection, import trend test split. So it will import our trend test split for that. And then what I have done, I have just assigned my four variables, that is for my x train, x test, and y train and y test, and then provided equal to for that, and then just specified my train test split, that it will split our train and test. And then in the parameters I have specified my x and y, that is my independent and dependent variable, and then provided my test size, whether I want to split it in the 80-20 percentage or 70-30 percentage. So I have split it into 0.20, that is 80% in my training data set and 20% in my test data set. So again I will provide a parameter of random state equal to 0, so it will take a same sample size for every time. So after doing this, after executing this, it will be fine, it will be quite fine executed. And after importing trend test split, after reading a variables for the trend test split, so what is our next task, that we will import a decision tree classifier. So we will import from sklearn.tree, we will import a decision tree classifier, and then we will provide our dt model. It is my class, I have provided my class equal to dt object, dt model, and then I will provide my object as decision tree classifier. And then in the parameters I have here the criterion equal to entropy, here the criterion equal to entropy, I have provided this criterion equal to entropy because it will split my data set into the basis of the entropy that I have. and then provided the random state equal to 0, and then after giving this instance an object and the parameters for it for the splitting, then what I will do, I will just fit my model into my X train and Y train. So for fitting, I am just providing my class that I have provided earlier, that is my DT model, and then by dot fit, by providing dot fit, I will provide in parentheses, I will provide my X train and Y train that I want to train it. So after fitting it, we are just good to go for another process. So here in output, it is clearly being seen that decision tree classifier has been imported, and the criterion for the splitting, the criterion equal to entropy and random state equal to 0. So here till here we are good to go. So for the next process, we will predict. Now we have fitted our model. So after fitting, we just have to do, we have to predict our model. So how my model is being, so how my model is performing. So here for predicting, I will just specify a ypred equal to dt model dot predict. I will just provide my dt model here. Here as I have specified my class as a dt model, so I will provide a dt model dot predict. So here we have fitted, here we have used dt model dot fit because we have to fit it in a training or training data set. So for now, for predicting, we are just using our predict dot predict, and then we will provide our X test. So after executing this, it will be finally executed, nothing error we will get in that. So for the next process, what we will do, we will just provide our DT model and we will predict some values for that, whether it is giving me a exact value or not. So I have provided some variables, some numerical variables on that, that is 4.6, 3.1, 1.5 and 0.2. So it will give me a same output as whether I have on the basis of my training data set that it is 100, that it is iris setosa, versicolor and virginica as according to that. So after predicting, after fitting the model, after predicting the model, so now we will check the accuracy. So accuracy is most important to check, as it gives some sort of just how my model is performing, what is the accuracy of my model that I have fitted. So for finding the accuracy, we will just provide a dt model dot score, then I will provide my X test and Y test, and then we will run it. So for running, it is giving me output of 1.0. So here 1.0 means it is 100% accurate, it is giving me 100% accuracy. So it is good to go for another process now. So here in the visualization part, what I have done, I have just imported my text and just doing my text representation, how my data is being splitted on the basis of my entropy. So for that, I will just import from sklearn model import tree. I will just import a tree, and then for I have given my random name, that is text representation. Then I will provide my tree dot export underscore text, and then I will provide my class, that is my dt model, as I have assigned to it. So while giving that, I am printing my text representation. So while running it, it will give me all the splitting type that I have done on the basis of the entropy, that is feature 3 less than equal to 0.80, class is 1, and the feature 3, and the feature for 3 greater than 0.80, and the feature underscore 3 less than equal to 1.75, and so more. So for after getting a text representation, how my data is being get splitted into on the basis of the entropy, now we will do a decision, import a decision tree, and we will plot a decision tree, as I have imported a decision tree. We will plot a decision tree now. So for plotting a decision tree, I have just used a variable as figure, and then provided my plt.figure as I want to give my figure size. So I have just provided my any random figure that I want, that is 15,8, and then after providing my figure size, then I have just assigned a tree.plot underscore tree, and then I will provide my dt model, and then I will give my field equal to true. Oh, sorry, it is okay. So I will provide a field equal to true. So while executing this, it will give me all the output as my what is my text classification, that is for x3 less than equal to 0.8, and the n entropy is equal to 0.916 divided by n samples equal to 120 n values, and here are the values for that. So again, a same for all the splitting that has been done on the basis of the entropy. and finally it will plot our decision tree model. So here is what our decision tree models looks like. So here it is a root node, and other is also called as the leaf node, is being get splitted into the other branches on the basis of the criteria that we have specified. So it's all for today. So have a good day and happy learning, and stay safe, and thank you.